Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. A cyber attack on the J.P. Morgan Chase network has left personal information of thousands of Louisiana residents in jeopardy. Those who received prepaid debit cards from state agencies, including state tax refunds, may have been compromised. We have more on how officials are responding to the breach.
J.P. Morgan Chase is warning more than 460,000 holders of prepaid cash cards that their personal information may have been accessed during a cyber attack on the bank's network in July. Those potentially compromised include more than 13,000 Louisiana residents who receive a preloaded debit card for state income tax returns, child support payments, and unemployment benefits.
They have not released to us exactly how it was compromised. They were only letting us know that it was compromised.
Doug Baker at the state's Division of Administration says hackers may have gotten a hold of cardholders' names, addresses, birth dates, and Social Security numbers. State officials admit at this point they don't have a list of names of those cardholders who may have had their personal information compromised, but say only those who registered their cards with the J.P. Morgan Chase website between July and September of this year may have a problem.
Chase has assured us that they will be reaching out to those affected by week's end and setting up a hotline whereby citizens can contact them directly to see if there's any problem with their accounts.
Laura Guccione has a mask-making business in the Bywater neighborhood of New Orleans. She says she requested a paper check for her tax return, fearing that her information could be hacked.
With a credit card, suddenly your information is not only with the state, but also with a bank, so there's more of a chance for people to get your information, steal your money.
The state of Louisiana is holding Chase accountable for any losses to cardholders.
And according to Chase, so far there is no evidence the personal information has been used fraudulently. And the bank continues to monitor the security status for all cardholders. Now, Fred Ellsbury joins me one more time here on the program. Fred, let's talk about hackers. How prominent or prevalent is this issue in our state?
Well, I think probably the best evidence of that is the Federal Trade Commission's recent report of identity theft, and we are actually #2 in the nation in having victims of identity theft. So obviously hackers and people that are interested in our personal information, and not all that happens online with identity theft, but it's a pretty good indication of how much activity there is.
Who's #1, do you know?
I don't recall right off.
But we're #2,
We're
and that's frightening.
That's where my focus was.
Yeah, that is very concerning. And so what can you say to the consumer here about protecting their information, their passwords, their passcodes, things like that, when there's a hacker trying to get in, what do they need to do to secure that?
Well, Adam, about the best we can do is to minimize the opportunity for that to happen. You know, something like J.P. Morgan Chase, when that happens, that's outside of our control. There's certainly things we can do, like checking our bank statements, checking our credit card statements, putting maybe a freeze on our credit report or fraud alert on our credit report. We can do those things to minimize that exposure, but we can't eliminate it. So the things that we can do is to be sure our computer is secure, be sure the sites that we're dealing with are secured sites. And if we do that, we're minimizing the opportunity that we're going to be targets of identity theft.
That's a good point you brought up too, though. If you become victim, you want to immediately notify those credit bureaus, those 3 major credit bureaus, and they will flag your account. That's very important to do right away.
Absolutely.
Just in case that happens.
Early detection is the absolute key, and that's why I recommend people, check your bank statements for any unwanted activity, check your credit card statements regularly for any unexpected activity on there. Those are clues that somebody has gotten your personal information, whether online or offline, and they're using it to damage your financial future.
And we talk about big hacking cases. Facebook had that happen just recently.
It did. I mean, it was a recent, about a week ago, Facebook had a lot of passwords that got hacked in their system, and there are others that had that happen to them too. And you might think, well, so they got the password. But understand that your password is your individual key to the information you're trying to access.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you use all of the security measures that they offer if you're on Facebook too, to protect your personal information as well. But if your password's obtained, then they can get in, I guess, anyway. But
that'd be the, and I would say that Facebook certainly notifies everybody who got impacted by that, and you immediately go in and change your password. Don't take a chance and leave your old one in there.
Fred Ellsbury, great information here.
Thank you, Adam.
As the holidays are approaching, some good advice to protect you. Stay with us. We'll be right back to wrap up the show after this.